Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is get ahead to minimize anger. Oh, being ahead of everything in your life will make you much happier than if you're always from behind. It's a good feeling to be ahead. It's not a good feeling to be behind. And this kind of goes to everything. Let's say you're being ahead financially, which is a great thing to be and a great thing to aspire to. Let's just take it back to a person starting out, a person starting over, a person starting out without a lot of money. What you want to do is think about getting a little bit ahead, meaning you have bills to pay, to live on, to live, rent, groceries, credit card, bills of utility bills of various sorts, insurances. And what you want to do to be ahead on those is as soon as you get them, you pay them. That would be ahead, right? Instead of the opposite of, well, the bill comes into your email inbox today, and then maybe 3 or 4 weeks later you pay. Well, that is the exact opposite of being ahead. That's where you're always behind. And then the more you do that, the more you work from behind all the time, the more stressful your life becomes, because this is a continuous thing, month to month to month, year to year to year. And every once in a while, extra expenses pile onto your life and make even be playing from behind even more difficult. So you want to get ahead. Always think a little bit ahead, right? You know the rent is due. You know the utilities are due. You know your credit card is due. You know you've got to pay insurance, right? You know you're going to need money to fill up your car with gas. You know it's going to need some repairs. You know all this. Right? But yet, people still get into financial trouble. And I spent a lot of my adult life in financial trouble. I was married, and my wife was, let's say, so strong in that playing from behind mode that she just pulled me into that mode. And it's taken, and even after I left her, even after we got divorced, even after the child support ended, I still struggled with that for years, because I was so far behind. There's methods for yourself to help you get out of that. The easiest is just to make more money, right? That's the easiest. Another way is to dramatically cut your expenses to the bone. That helps too. The two working together, that really works. Another way is to, all the debts you've piled up that are very, very big, you might need to let them go with bankruptcy, or just not paying them. That's pretty drastic, but people do that. It can be done. I wouldn't be afraid to do that if you're really struggling. But yeah, that and people just continue to live this way for month after month, year after year, decade after decade. If you're living this way, you probably need to make a very drastic change. It's probably the people you're living with that are causing you to live this way, because it's not necessary to do so. If you have, a lot of guys have very expensive wives, and their tastes are kind of high relative to the amount of money you make. And even if she's working making good money and at a high level, that would just mean the taste would even go even higher, right? So you You're not going to have much of a life if this is you. You probably want to get my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man. It's a 3-step system. If you see no future for yourself with this kind of a high maintenance, big spending lady, and this is deceptive because, you know, a lot of times the good-looking ladies, charismatic, fun, good in bed, sexy, all that, tend to want to spend a lot more money. That sucks, but that's the truth. But getting ahead, you won't ever get ahead if you have if your lady is spending a lot more money than you're making every month. You do the math. Usually people aren't that good at doing math on this kind of stuff, and they don't want to face the math. And I didn't want to face the math. I tried all kinds of tricks. We were married to, you know, borrowed money. I had credit cards, massive credit cards. I was trying to work extra hours at work. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do that. I was begging money from family, taking on family loans, and just crazy, stupid stuff like that. Maxing out my credit cards, using one credit card to pay another. Yeah, all that crazy, stupid stuff that just is a recipe for a financial disaster and makes your life miserable. Get ahead and stay ahead. And the farther you get ahead, the easier your life becomes and more pleasant, and everything just runs smoothly. Because you never know, over the years, things are necessary to spend a lot of money. Another way to get ahead is just doing things a little bit ahead. Just always, you know, instead of waiting until the last minute to do something, try to do it early. Got some kind of weird smell. That's why I'm kind of wondering about things here. Looking at my car, everything seems to be in order. Maybe it's outside. What you want to do is not always have to do things at the last minute, so you don't have to get angry when it doesn't, when those last minute things don't work for you. Man, is that weird, that smell? Wow. I'm just looking around my truck to make sure I don't see any smoke. Anyway, I was just at a store this morning, and I had a couple of things that I wanted to get. I knew I needed them, but I didn't need them immediately. But I just happened to be at a store where I thought, well, why don't I just do this? Why don't I just do this now? It might be a good time to do it. So I was there, I got my things, got in line, and I got in line behind a person, and the person was very, very slow in line, very disruptive, very loud, you could kind of tell the person was trying to either scam the store or scam the people around them. So I didn't want to get angry, you know, so I was starting to felt myself get angry, and then at some point I just put the things I bought back and walked out and just said, you know, maybe I won't go to that store anymore, or I'll be a little more careful about when I go, or you know what I mean? I wanted to get away from that anger situation. I wanted to get ahead, and then I didn't need those items that minute. So I just left. And that's kind of maybe a good tip for you is if you don't need something, you're probably going to be a lot better off with things. If you don't need it, if you can do without it, if you don't have to get it done, then that makes your life a lot simpler, a lot easier, a lot better, because I'll do it later. It doesn't bother me, right? I was ahead. Those things that I was buying was just extra things to get a little more ahead. I didn't need them that minute. Now what happens though is a lot of people, you go to the store right when you need it. Right when you need it. And then so if you don't get it at that time, you get angry because, man, you need that, right? If you were a mother with a baby in the cart behind this person, and the baby is crying, and what you're buying you really need right now, you're just going to sit there and wait and get very, very, very angry. And maybe you'll get angry enough to the point where you get caught up in this scam with the person in front of you. So I'm just sitting here laughing about this whole thing because I know what was going on and I don't need it, and it only took, it was a few minutes out of my day, but it gives me, an opportunity to talk to you, and maybe you can avoid yourself getting more angry about these kind of scams that people put you through, or something going on, or you know how it is when you go to the store and you really need something, they don't have it, right? Or you get there and what they advertise isn't what, you read the paper or the ad and you think, oh man, I really could use that thing, and you get there and of course the thing you really could use, it's really just a piece of junk, right? So you get angry. Well, you want to be happier, not angry. So give that idea some thought. Get ahead and minimize your anger.